Good afternoon or evening, my friends. Today is day 10 of 100 Days of Strength for Men. Feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm just gonna read this and kind of make it quick. The title of today's passage is Everything You Do. The verse we have to start it off is, encourage the young men to live wisely, and you yourself must be an example to them by doing good works of every kind. Let everything you do reflect the integrity and seriousness of your teachings. Titus 2:6-7. So today's passage is, the only way to demonstrate that we really mean what we say is to live it. Our actions are our primary way of teaching. Our own lives are the ultimate visual aid for any life lesson we try to convey. If we want people to listen to our advice, we must live it clearly for them to see. But if we want them to listen to our advice, we must also speak it. The best way to instruct is the 1-2 punch of teaching and modeling. We must live correctly and then explain why we have chosen to live that way. People around you will learn from your life no matter what it teaches. And this is a perfect example of just like who you're around. You know, whether it's your friends, your environment, whatever, that will become your reality. So, I'm actually listening to a Johnny Chang podcast, and, obviously at a young age, he was around a bunch of gang members and doing bad stuff. So that's what the early version of his life became. And it's no different for me. I was at a young age, man, had so much fun and it was all about good times and having fun until, I started smoking weed. And then that led to me selling weed and then doing a bunch of other drugs and partying and drinking all the time and thinking I was the man. And then that eventually led to me getting raided. To where for 2 years, I did nothing but stress out about going to prison or going to jail. Luckily, after 2 years, I had a good lawyer and I was able to get everything basically wiped off with a fine. Because after 2 years, they really didn't care anymore, and while they did catch me with a wire buy, I was lucky enough to never get caught with the actual drugs themselves. I even at one point, I used to get weed and stuff shipped from California. And so at one point, they came knocking on my door and they had caught a package of me sending money. And so it was, they couldn't do anything at that point because I was literally just sending money. And ultimately, I quit for 2 weeks, or 2 months, 3 months. And, I just fell back into it. I felt influenced by my dealer, whatever you want to call it, and I started again. And if I would have quit then, I would have at least been able to walk away with 20, 30K and a cool glass collection. And I could have maybe resold it sometime, but ultimately I got raided. Lost it all, and then, dealt with 2 years of stress and anxiety. And one thing that I have learned from that is that simply, God has a plan and he was always working. I'm glad that I never had to go to prison. I'm glad I never had to go to jail for any serious things. The longest I've ever been in jail was maybe 5 hours, 6 hours in a holding cell, or then I did get put into the actual cell block, but, literally. By the time it was bedtime and I was getting ready to go to bed and I was nervous and scared, I ended up getting out of there. And it was just a blessing by God. And, now I'm on the better path, but I'm still trying to just surround myself with the correct people and provide value and stop being so egotistical and caring so much about me, Start caring about others and spreading the love and joy and kindness and be the person that I want to be remembered by. And so, one, I would hope that you all would pray for me because, like I said, I'm feeling pretty sick. I'm not feeling that well. And then we'll do the prayer that is, on the bottom of the page right here. And so, God, please help me to be consistent in what I teach to the people in my life. Give me the strength and wisdom for my life to serve as a wonderful lesson for what it means to be a man of God. And I'll add a man of Jesus Christ at the end. I hope that this can resonate in some way, and I'm excited to feel better and talk to you all about day 11 tomorrow. So, God bless. I love you. Jesus loves you. And when you choose to make the right decisions and choose to surround yourself with the people that uplift you and embody what you embody in the positive aspect versus being around in the negative, your life will change and you will learn to love yourself again. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow.